So what do you got for the first one? Hmm. 90. Well, let's do one thing at a time. Can you simplify between 90 and 150? Which is 3 divided by 30, right? So 3 over 5. So, what about the x squared divided by x cubed? Yeah, very good, right? So far, so good. Somebody else, number 2. Oh, that's just I'll tell you what. This is what I do. You can use a calculator. But this is what I do. I'm gonna simplify the 14 with the 35, which is leave me what? Divided by 7, so 2 here and then 7 here, right? And then the 16, I'm sorry, the 6 with the 5 will be what? 2 and 3. I'm sorry, 2 and 5. Is there anything else you can simplify? No, they're all prime, right? So 2 times 2 is 4 on the top. 5 times 7 is 35. Or you can use the calculator. 14 times 6, 15 times 35. Let me see if my calculator here work. Clear that. I have parenthesis 14 times, I'm sorry, 14 divided by 15, and then times 6 divided by 35. Right there. Now it gives you fraction. How do I turn it into decimal? I'm sorry, it gives you decimal. How do I turn that into fraction? We're gonna go to math. The 4 option down from the left. And you see the first option, frac. Press enter twice. Okay. Right? So you turn into a fraction. Or you can do it like me, but sometimes it's just faster you to use your calculator. What about number 3? Someone else? Yes.
For the 1435, for simplifying it, just so I understand it correctly, how did you get 7? Isn't that 5?
Oh, 5. Yeah, sorry. Oh, that's why
I
we
just
have
wanted- I was like,
25.
this
Yeah.
is something I-
No, you're right. You're right. Sorry about that. Thank you very much. That's why we have 25, right? Yes. Sorry. I said divided by 7, but then I tried 7. Thank you. All right, number 3. Before I divide, what should I do? Very good. You only flip one, and that would be the second one. So 12 tenths times 25 8. And now you simplify. You can use a calculator. I'm gonna stop you. But let's see. I can 12 and 8 divided by 4, so 3, 2, and then the 25 with the 10. I see 5 and 2. They all from, so you can move on, right? 3 times 5 is 15. 2 times 2 is 4. Now, rational, what does it mean to be a rational expression? When I say rational expression, you're gonna see a ratio. Rational stand for ratio, right? A ratio of polynomial. So for example, here you see number over number. This is the simplest form of rational expression, right? If I want to be more complicated, I'm gonna put a polynomial divided by a polynomial, kind of like this, or this. What is the domain of f of x? if I call this f of x, should be s there. What is the domain of that fraction? Abstractly, because there's no number for you to plug. But if I ask you the domain, what do you say? Anything, but as long as the denominator is not 0, right? That's all you have to say, right? So the domain of f of x will be q of x. It's not equal to 0. I'm kind of lazy. I put p over q. If you want to write it correctly, you can p of x divided by q of x. I want you guys to find the domain of the examples below. What's the domain of the first one? X minus 1 cannot be 0, right? X cannot be 1, right? And don't stop it right there. Don't stop it right there. You have to write it in notation, interval notation. So you better convert it in interval notation. IN means interval notation. If it's hard for you to see, I suggest you draw it out. So here my negative from here to here. So negative infinity to positive infinity, and then there's 1 in the middle. Anything but 1. So how many interval do I have here? The 2, right? The 2. I'm going from negative infinity to 1, and I gotta use parentheses because I'm not including 1. Union 1 to infinity. Is everybody comfortable with this? It's the interval notation. I see 2 interval notation right there. The parentheses indicate that you don't include the value next to it. So for example, at infinity, negative infinity, and positive infinity, you always have parentheses. Why? Well, because there's no exact number, right? If you say 1 trillion, I say 1 trillion and 1, right? And then there's no exact number. So you gotta use, you cannot include an exact number. You're just gonna use parentheses. Well, at 1, I'm not including 1. So I'm gonna use parentheses instead of bracket. Bracket means you include the 1. Well, what about number 2?
You just do the bottom.
Yes, very good. I'm gonna set it equal to 0 first, okay? And then we'll put a little slash indicate to not equal to. Can I add 36 both sides? What do I do next? Very good. When I square it, what do I have to do? Very good. Don't forget that. So x equal plus minus 6. Or rather, it cannot be equal to plus minus 6. And then if you cannot see the interval right away, draw it out. Right. Negative infinity, positive infinity. Don't worry about the tick mark. I don't care about the scale. As long as you put the smaller number on the left. So here in this case, negative 6 first, and then 6 here. This larger number on the right, I'll be okay. How many interval do I see here? 3, right? So if you see the pattern here, if you have one critical number, when I say critical number, I mean solution, say x equal 1 up there, you're gonna have the critical number plus 1 interval. So the 1 critical number, 2 interval, 2 critical number, 3 interval, and on and on. Parenthesis. Parenthesis, 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 parenthesis. All right, someone tell me the interval. Start from left to right. Then, no. Stick to what first? We cannot include 6. Well, negative from -3 to -6, and then what? So that's just this one. What about this one?
Yeah,
-66, very good, right? And then this one, from 6 to infinity. Yeah, it's a common mistake. That's why you're gonna draw it out. Gonna draw it out.
No matter what order you put them in, or no?
It should be from left to right. So smaller to largest. If you kind of flop around, I'm probably not gonna take points off. But I don't know how about the final. I don't grade your final. We rate by pages, so they may be picky about that. Yes. Because the only value that we don't want is -6 and 6. But what between -6 and 6, we still want it, right? So what's between -6 and 6? Well, infinitely many, right? But let's talk about count number. Let's talk about natural number. -5, -4, all the way to 5, right? I still want those numbers. Yeah, it's just not -6 and 6. The only two value I don't want is these two guys. I write out the one I want. So this is everything. So the one you see here, let me highlight in red. That's the value that make function okay. The only thing, the thing that make function going crazy is what? 6 and -6. So sorry. That's all right. That's all right. It could be confusing. So you okay with this part? All right. So this part telling you what? I don't want what? What don't we want? We don't want. Yeah, we don't want -6 and 6. And then we draw here, and we kind of gray it out, right? We don't want -6 and 6. But anything else, we want. Right? So your final answer is the thing you want. Thank you for asking. I'm sure you're not alone. So on the exam, if you give me this answer without the interval notation, I might take a point off, or 2 points off, right? Because your answer is not wrong, but it's not enough. Let's simplify this one. $15 and $21, 5 and 7, right? 5 and 7, yeah. I do one thing at a time. Don't try to do all thing at once. And then what about a to the 5th and a squared? Very good. And b to the 4th, b to the 5th. Oopsie. Everybody okay? Something we did before. All right, this one. Why don't you guys try that one? So my teaching assistants, I gotta text her back, otherwise she'll leave the school. My portion. %60 of the quiz. Anyone have an answer yet? Can I factor the top? No, it's prime, right? You cannot find two number multiply to 9 and add to 3. Right? You have 9, 1, 3, and 3, but there's no pairs that add up to 3. So leave it alone. If it prime, rewrite it. What about the bottom? Oh no, I'm not asking you about the domain. I want you to simplify. So no domain here. Instead of 27, I'm gonna rewrite it as 3Q. Do you guys remember this? Let me recall for you so you don't have to flip back. So A is X, B is 3. Just plug it in. What do I have? X. Okay, go on. Which is? You see anything you can simplify?
Yeah, you can cross it.
Yeah. Okay. What's left? It's not 0. Huh? Yeah, what the finished answer?
1 over x.
Very good. Do you have any question on this one? Okay. This one a little bit more hairy. Not too bad. I wouldn't say it's too bad. The top, what should I do? Let's do one thing at a time. That's the top. Okay, before that. This is not equation. You cannot do that. This is expression. You only do that when you have two sides. Okay? There's only one side. So instead of divide by 2, you factor out the 2, right? It's a common mistake. People got mixed up between the expression and the equation. Right? Expression, how many sides you have? 1. And then equation, you have 2 sides. When you have 2 sides, you can divide these both sides by something, multiply both sides by something, subtract, adding. But when you have expression, you gotta be careful, right? You don't want to change. So when I factor out, I have 2 times quantity of x squared plus x minus 6. Let's finish the top, and then we'll continue on the bottom. I'll leave a little space. Can you factor this for me? You can do in your head. Two, yeah. 2 number multiply negative 6, add to 1. Very good. Negative 2 and positive 3. Guess and check is easy if you have a coefficient of x is 1. That's why we factor, right? It makes your life easier. Yay, we done the top, now the bottom. What kind of method should I use to factor the bottom? Very good, because we have 4 terms, right? So we highlight in blue. I'm gonna group the first two and then last two. What can I factor out? Yeah, x squared, and what's left is x plus 3. What should I factor out for the second? Negative 4, right? X plus 3. When you factor out negative, it changes sign. X plus 3 times x squared minus 4. Do I stop it here or should I keep going? Keep going, right? Now, x plus 3 is nothing I can do, but the x squared minus 4, I can expand it into yeah, x plus 2, x minus 2. See, everything in math is connected. That's why people say I'm not good at math. It's not true. It's if you miss something in between, it's kind of difficult to continue. That's why people don't like math. It need dedication. You gotta keep up with everything. All right, I factor it out. The bottom is completely. So I'm gonna rewrite it. So x plus 3, x plus 2, x minus 2. We write the same thing here. This is my favorite part. Take out your Zoro pen and cancel the things. I can cancel the x minus 2 and x minus 2, yeah? And then x plus 3, x plus 3. Done? Yes, I am done. So 2 over x plus 2. Let me ask you a question. That's my final answer. Can I cancel the 2 and the 2 here? No, right? You two are married. Don't break up a marriage. Otherwise, I'll write homebreaker on your exams. So no, you cannot do that. Especially a 1, 2, 2, 1 student. I expect you not to do that. Though 64 students do that a lot. Yes.
Go back to the question before that. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, sure, thanks. Mhm. Why don't you try number 1? I'll give you a few seconds. Where are the rest of the students? We have 60 students in this class. No. Don't worry, I'll reward you to be here. Just it's coming up. Now, when I ask you to simplify expressions, your best bet is factoring. Factor use until you cannot factor anymore. So a plus 6 is prime. There's nothing I can do. What about a squared minus 16? Very good. Everybody okay with that? Yeah. What about 3a minus 12? The bottom? You put the parenthesis around a plus 6 if you like. Now you can cancel. So a plus 6 gone. A minus 4, 3 and 3. And that's it. And that's it, right? So at the end we have, yeah. What is the domain of this function? This one.
Negative infinity to -4, -4 infinity.
Very good. I was expect like x cannot be equal to -4, but very good. Good for you. Anything but -4, right? Right. And if you can do what he did, that's awesome. All right, this one. Someone factor the denominator for the first fraction. Anyone but him. When one person do all the work. Yeah. Or I should say m. No, that's okay. I do the same thing. We use x so often. Habit. All right, m plus 1, there's nothing I can do. All I do is just put parentheses around it. What about m cubed plus 23? Is it prime? No, right? X squared plus 9 is prime, but when you have a cube, you have the formula. Let me remind you the formula. That's the formula. Now, so you have the formula, you tell me the answer here. Mm-hmm. I would do this. I'm not going to look at the formula. I have a binomial and a trinomial. For the binomial, if I cover the cube, I have m and then 3, right? And then for the trinomial, you can remember what I do? You take each of the number, you multiply it to itself, right? So m times m is m squared. 3 times 3 is 9. And then for the middle numbers, you multiply them together, right? So m times 3 is 3m. What is the sign? Slope, right? Slope. So same, opposite, always positive. So try to do that so that you don't have to remember the formula. All right, canceling. Cancel. That and that cancel. I think that's it. So your final answer will be m squared minus 3m plus 9. By the way, that's prime. You cannot factor anymore. All right, as promised, I said I'm going to give you extra credit. Here's your chance. This is a problem. I want you to do it. And then once you have the answer, I want you to go to Moodle. At the very bottom, there's the topic, say extra credit. Click on that and you pick the correct answer. You only have one try, so. Let's scroll all the way down. Down. Extra credit right there. Click on that. Mine is different than yours. I'm a teacher. Hmm?
I think it's lost.
It's locked. All right, hang on. Let me, no, it shouldn't be locked. It shouldn't be locked. Today, January 11th. Now your Moodle app sometimes it have problems. If you can go to Safari if you use iPhone and go to Moodle. Don't worry, you have till 1:10. You don't have to put the answer right away. So what I do at the end of the semester, every single lecture, I'm trying to put at least one extra credit problem for you. Depend how long the lecture. Today's kind of long, so I only allowed to do one, sometimes 2 or 3, okay? And each problem you got right, you got 1 point. At the end, I'm gonna collect those points. And then I'm gonna put in a special formula, and then it'll spit out the results, see how many credits you got. The maximum number is up to 15 points. Imagine you have 15 points to add to your final score. It's a lot. If you ask me, that's a lot. It doesn't matter. Everything's average out. Yeah, so it's add to the numerator. How's that? Divided by 600. Number 2. Ooh, this one is long. You glad that I didn't put this on your extra credit. Let's do this together. Do you need some more time for this one? You okay? All right. You okay? The first thing first, when you see dividing, what do? You flip, right? Even on the exam, you don't do anything. You flip it, I still give you 1 point. It's part of the rubric. Okay. So remember to do that step. 6y squared minus 11y minus 10 times, that's you, 3y squared minus 7y minus 6 over 4y squared minus 9y minus 9. Flip, you don't forget. Let me highlight that. This is factoring with the coefficient is not 1. A little bit more challenging, but we're going to use AC method. Do you remember AC method? So what should I do first? Very, very good. So I want to find the product that give me 8 times negative 15 or 15?
Negative.
Yeah, negative 15. What does it equal? 120? Negative 120? And then the sum is negative 14. Can someone come up with the two numbers? It's kind of difficult. Very good. Use your calculator. Some people are faster than others. That's all right. Everybody have their own rate to learn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to split that, right? So this is 8y squared, right small, because you're going to have 4 terms here instead of 3, minus 20y plus 6y minus 15. And I'm going to group the first two and then last two. I can factor out 4y for the first group. What's left is 2y minus 5. I'm going to factor out 3 for the second group. What's left is 2y minus 5 again. Two y minus 5 times 4y plus 3. All right, one down, 3 more to go. The bottom. Six y squared minus 11y minus 10. We do the same thing. Product is 6 times negative 10. That's negative 60. And then the sum is negative 11. Someone give you the two numbers? Very good. 4 and negative 15. You guys getting good at this. So 6y squared plus 4y minus 15y minus 10. Group the first two and last two. The first group I can factor out 2y. What's left is 3y plus 2. What should I factor out for the second group? Negative 5. Bless you, negative 5. So 3y plus 2 again. 3y plus 2 times 2y minus 5. Two down, 2 more to go. I'm so sorry. It's such a long problem. Bless you. For this one, I'm going to this one right here. I'm going to use guess and check. It is simple enough. So 3y squared. Well, the only option you have is 3y and y, right? What about the negative 6? Remember what I said. Usually the values are closer in values, right? So you may not want a 2, 1, 6. May not. Sometimes it's true, you should choose that. So the other option will be 2 and 3, right? It's negative, so one of them has to be negative. Let's say negative 2 here and positive 3 here. I don't know if it's right or wrong. That's why I guess and check. Let's check. Now, for the first term and the last term, it's okay. Don't write this down. Just watch. I have 3y squared, right? And then I have negative 6. But I need to come up with the negative 7y. I'm gonna check the inner and the outer. Negative 2y, positive 9. So let's give me positive 7. I need negative 7. So what do? I flip the sign. Plus and minus. Now I got negative 7y. If you do in your head, it's much faster than me talking. Again, why do I know that I don't put the 3 here in the first place instead of the 2? What happened if I put the 3 there instead of the 2? GCF, right? Which just doesn't make any sense. Okay. So I know where to put the 2, where to put the 3. One. Why don't you guys do that and tell me what you got? Anybody have the answer yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, what you got?
Well, 1 minus 3.
1 minus 3. Oh, I'm sorry, y minus 3 and
4y.
minus or plus?
I think it's the vector on.
Hmm.
I changed my sign.
Let's see. Because you need -9, right? You have -3 times negative 3, that's +9. But you need -9.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So what happened to my pen? Sorry. Let's have a little bit, isn't it? Oh, there you go. Okay. Huh? Oh, it's lagging. Yeah, but thank you. I'm gonna write this down. 4y squared minus 9y minus 9. I need the product to be -36 and the sum to be -9, and the two number will be what? What are the two number multiply -36? -3. Thank you. So I have 4y squared minus 12y plus 3y minus 9. Group first two and last two. Factor out 4y for the first group. I have y minus 3. Factor out the positive 3, y minus 3. So y minus 3 times 4y plus 3. If what's your name again? I forgot. Michael, you say you factor out -3?
Initially I did, but I saw my.
Oh, okay, okay. So y minus 3, 4y plus 3. All right, all that work. Yay, almost there. Canceling. That and that, right? What else? That and that. And that and that, right? Oh, everything, right? Oh, everything pretty much. Oh God, everything. All that work is just one. 1/1 was just one. Maybe you should have photo math this. I'm kidding. All that work. Okay. So far, so good. Do you have any questions? I need to move on. So if you want to take a picture of that or something. Please. I'll post it on Moodle. All right, now we're gonna add and subtract. Let me remind you when you add two fraction. If I add a plus b over c, I can split it apart, right? I can do a over c plus b over c, yeah. Right. Same thing with minus. I can do the same thing. And vice versa. Now this one right here, I have the same denominator. All I have to do is what? At the top, right? All I have to do is at the top. So the common denominator will be a plus 4. And the top is 4 minus 2a plus 3a. 4 plus a. Oh, yeah, 4 plus a divided by a plus 4, which is
Wouldn't just be
1, right? 4 plus a, the same thing as a plus 4. Why don't you guys try number 2? Tell me what you got. I doubt we're gonna finish all of it today. Again, when you have same denominator, You know, I'll leave you the answer because you can do this on your own. Hopefully that's what you got. It's the same thing. Right. If you don't have the answer, let me know. I'll put it down here. All right, so that's the easy part. When you have a common denominator, all you do is add the top or subtract the top. What about when you add or subtract rational expression, RE mean rational expression, with different denominators? Yeah. So here's the step. First, you need to completely factor everything, right? And then determine the LCD, fill in LCD for each fraction so that you have a common denominator. Still reading. And then add and subtract. So for example, this one, what's my LCD for number 1? Now, what does it mean to say least common denominator? So for example, don't write this down. For example, if I have 2/3 plus 5/2, I want to find least common denominator. What does that mean? I mean, the number that I'm looking for has to be divided by this and this, right? In this case, will be what? 6, right? 6. So 3 times 2 is 6. So same thing here. The least common denominator that I'm looking for, it had to be divided by x and divided by x minus 2. So what are they? You multiply them together, just like you multiply 3 and 2. So x times x minus 2. No, leave it like that. Don't yeah. That's why I say completely factor, right? You want to leave it in factor form. And 1/x, nothing you can, I don't think you can split this. Can't split this, remember? The prime is factor, so you multiply them together to get LCD. Next step, whatever you're missing, you're gonna multiply by that. So the first fraction, what I'm missing? Yeah, x minus 2, right? So what you want to do is you multiply, oops, sorry. You multiply both top and bottom by x minus 2. Remember, this is expression. Means you multiply by what? By 1, right? You did not change your expression. The second one, you multiply by 1/x. Oh, x over x, right? So basically you multiply by 1. Now you have a common denominator, x minus 2. The top x minus 2 times 1 is just x minus 2 over x times x minus 2 plus what? X times x is x squared. X times x minus 2. Please just multiply across. Okay, people will do this. I don't know. They go back and cancel that. No, you try to multiply. Don't cancel it. You need it. Now you can add across. So x squared plus x minus 2 over x times x minus 2. Is it factorable? Let's factor it to see if we can cancel. Just factor it to see. Someone factor this for me. Yes.
So, isn't it supposed to be x over x? When you multiply the least common denominator, you wrote 1/x. I don't know how to like properly describe it. So where it's like
Right here. You talk about right here.
no, I'm talking about. Okay,
This one?
never mind. I totally realized what I was talking
Oh, okay. I think I said 1/x at one point. That's why I confused
I
you.
didn't realize the,
Oh.
like, red was the original equation.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, maybe I should have do the other way around.
I got myself-
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, the red is the original. I'm sorry. Yeah. All right, factor the top, please. I see 2 and 1. 2 and -1 rather. All right, it's not factor. Can I cancel? No, right? Too bad. Try to cancel, but you can't, right? X plus 2 is different than x minus 2. Please don't cancel. Oh my goodness. All right, one more, and then yeah, 1 to 2 more. We're gonna finish this. We try to finish this, and then objective 5 we continue next time. Let's do this. What's my LCD? The faster you tell me, the faster you can get out here. Yeah. Let me remind you, LCD is something after you completely factor and you multiply them together. That's it. So what should I multiply the first one by? Yeah, the same thing over there. Let me rewrite this. 4x over plus 6. So x plus 6. Make sure you put parentheses like that. And then the second one, missing x plus 3, right? All right. Now let's multiply the top. I have 7x plus 42 plus what? 4x squared plus 12x. Divided all that by x plus 3 times x plus 6. Do not FOIL it. Leave it like that because you might be able to cancel it later. 4x squared plus 7x plus 12x is 19x plus 42. I don't think you can find any two number multiply 42 and add to 19, can you? No. Are you? No. No. It's prime, so done.
So you wouldn't want us to go a step further.
But you can use AC method. I just do in my head. I couldn't figure out any pairs. But probably for your sake, you want to do scrap work. See if it. Last one, then we call it a day. What's my LCD? Yeah, if I was you, I would factor them first because I see the last fraction. I need to expand the x squared minus 4, right? So 2 over x minus 2, leave a little space, plus 3 over x plus 2, leave a little space. And then minus x minus 1 over, I'm going to expand x squared minus 4 as x plus 2 times x minus 2. So LCD, remind me what's LCD again? Yeah. So first fraction, x plus 2 over x plus 2. Second fraction, x minus 2 over x minus 2. What about the last fraction? This has everything, right? So just 1 over 1 is still 1, so we're not going to write anything. That's number 2. All right. The bottom is x plus 2 times x minus 2. The top, We need some work, so let's FOIL it. 2x plus 4 plus 3x minus 6 minus x minus 1 or minus x plus 1?
Wouldn't it be a minus x and a plus one?
Yeah. There's an invisible one here. We don't usually write it, right? So when you distribute a negative 1 times x, negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Just remember, you have a negative in front of the parentheses, it changes side. I have 2x plus 3x, which is 5x, minus x, which is 4x. And then 4 minus 6 is negative 2, plus 1 is negative 1. On your exam, I want you to leave it as factor form, okay? You don't have to multiply it back. If you have problem with website, please let me know, because I'm going to show him how to get us access to website. If not, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you Friday.